Hey everyone, what is up? So today I've got another PlayStation Vita collection update. This is everything I got since February, which was my last PlayStation Vita update video. So like about 4 months ago or so. And I ended up getting 3 collector's editions and 24 standard editions. But let's go ahead and go through those now. So I got Aegis of Earth, which is a tower defense game with a little bit of SimCity and RPG elements mixed in. The character writing is really good, and it seems best suited for portable. It's a really good game for portable systems, but it is PlayStation TV compatible as well. Airship Q is, it's not a game that was released in North America, so this is one of the games I've imported. And I actually got the Japanese version, which you can see has got like Japanese text on the back and on the front. There is an Asian version that has English text on the front and back. That one I probably would have preferred, but this one was like really cheap. I think it was like $11 or something like that. But anyway, so this recently got an English patch, so you just download the update and then it'll be patched for English. So this is actually a lot of fun. If you like Terraria or Minecraft-like games, this plays a lot like that. Actually more so Terraria because it's like a side view or whatever. But what's cool about this is you've got like an airship that you fly around. You play as a cat, you fly around in an airship exploring these floating islands, and of course you can craft and build things. You can customize your airship and everything. Pretty cool game. Check it out if you're into Terraria or Minecraft-like games. BlazBlue Chrono Phantasma is a fighting game featuring 2D animated sprites and a very in-depth story mode. The game was available in arcades across Japan and also released on the PlayStation 3. But the Vita version includes additional story content not found on other platforms. It also supports up to 8 players on local wireless link and is PlayStation TV compatible. Dead or Alive Extreme Beach Volleyball 3 was not released in the United States. This is the Asian English import, and it is pretty much like I would say in the long run, it's an item collection game. I mean, sure, it has volleyball in the title. Yes, you play volleyball. The volleyball game is actually really good. It's pretty decent, but it's not something that you will like, you know, want to keep playing more and more and more because it's just like it kind of gets a little old after a while. You know, I like item collection games, but lately I'm starting to think I need a little bit more story or like quality gameplay for me to really get into these anymore. I did like the first 2, but like I said, I guess my tastes have changed a bit. Deemo is a really interesting rhythm game that has beautiful piano music. This is another game that I had to import in order to get a physical release in North America. This is the Asian English version again. But yeah, it's a really nice music rhythm game, and it's got a really interesting atmosphere to it. Dynasty Warriors 8 Extreme Legends Complete Edition. This game was also released on the PlayStation 3 and PlayStation 4, but the PlayStation 4 and Vita versions are the definitive editions. They include additional content, and this is PlayStation TV compatible. Futuridium is a release through Limited Run Games. They also made a PlayStation 4 version, but the PlayStation Vita version was limited to 2,000 copies worldwide. This game has been on mobile and other platforms too. It has a really unique soundtrack, and even though the game is a little short, it has a lot of content for completionists. Like, this game will really challenge you if you want to get all of the trophies in the game, and that extends the game significantly. But if you're just going to play through it real quick, that's totally possible too. So it really kind of depends on your play style. Jak and Daxter Collection includes 3 Jak and Daxter games from PlayStation 2 remastered. This is also available on the PlayStation 3. It does play a little bit better on the PlayStation 3, a little bit laggy on the Vita sometimes, but otherwise it is a really fun game, and you're getting 3 Jak and Daxter games in one Vita cartridge. The one interesting thing about this game, it's one of the few games that actually saves your game data to the cartridge rather than saving it to your Vita's memory card. This is not PlayStation TV compatible. I had to actually record the footage on my whitelisted PlayStation TV. In LEGO Jurassic World, you'll play and experience all 4 Jurassic Park movies. It's a pretty typical LEGO game, single player, and it is PlayStation TV compatible. LEGO Ninjago Nindroids is another Lego game. This one is PlayStation TV compatible, but only after you download and install the update available for it. Lego Avengers. This is the first Vita Lego game that is more like open world and not so linear. So hopefully they continue this trend with future Lego games on the Vita. This one is PlayStation TV compatible as with most new Vita games, but like we've seen in the past, that's not always the case. MegaTagmension Blanc vs. Zombies plus Neptune is another great Hyperdimension game. This one is very similar to Hyperdimension Neptunia U, Action Unleashed, in that the combat is more action-oriented, which I kind of prefer a little bit. It's a great game, excellent music. Metal Gear Solid HD Collection. I don't know why it took me so long to get this game. I guess I was just waiting for a really good deal. I kept feeling like the price should come down, but it just never did. This game held its value so well. Kind of like stuck at like $20 forever. Anyway, it would have been nice if they included the first one, but it is cool to have 2 and 3 on the PlayStation Vita. Muramasa Rebirth. It took me a while to pick this one up because I did have the digital version already, so I wasn't like going out of my way trying to find this. I'm just kind of waiting for a good deal, basically for it to fall in my lap, so to speak. This is an excellent side-scrolling role-playing game. Another Vanillaware game like Dragon's Crown, Odin Sphere. Definitely check it out if you like those types of games. Natural Doctrine is an interesting strategy game where you'll be focusing on channeling your allies' attacks to maximize enemy damage and minimize party damage. You can also change the art style within the game, so you can change basically the character portraits to be more anime-like or more realistic-like, depending on your preference, which is an interesting feature. I guess it's supposed to be, you know, so they can target a wider audience, I suppose. This game is getting harder and harder to find in at least the North American Region 1 release. You can find it in other regions, like no problem. So actually, if you're having a hard time picking this up, at least the North American version, and you don't care which region it's from, it's pretty easy to find like an English release of this fairly cheap, or at least very frequently. Because like sometimes you look on eBay, there are no North American versions listed. Norn 9 is an Atomi visual novel. I'll probably come back and play this game later, only because it's a Vita game, but it's kind of hard for me to get into Atomi visual novels. It's just not something that like I'm excited to play. Like, I guess probably if you got into it, you know, you really got into the story, it probably picks up, but it's nothing that like really grabs me from the beginning. Anyway, so this is like a remastered version that includes new features and content over the original Norn 9 on the PSP. Oddworld New and Tasty is an excellent, in my opinion, an excellent remaster of the original Abe's Odyssey. I know some people prefer the old style, but I really do like the new one. Now, for the life of me, I cannot figure out why this game is not PlayStation TV compatible. This was just newly released. It's not PlayStation TV compatible. Why? Like, I love it when, you know, games support the PlayStation Vita's input features, like the touch and, you know, whatever, maybe microphone input or back touch or whatever. But today, like, I mean, within the past couple years, ever since the PlayStation TV came out, there's no reason developers shouldn't support the PlayStation TV as well. I mean, this game plays perfectly fine on the PlayStation 4 without any of those strange inputs that the Vita has. So they should be able to make it work on the PlayStation TV as well. Oreshika Tainted Bloodlines is a pretty unique role-playing game with a rather dark backstory. This game is a bit grindy though. Like, I just found it maybe a little bit too grindy. If you're into that though, I mean, hey, it's pretty unique. This is one of the games I did have to import. This is the Asian English release. You could not buy a physical copy here in North America, so I just thought I'd try this out. It's going for stupid amounts on eBay. I don't know why. I picked this one up for like $35 off the Heavy Arms store, but yeah, I don't know why it's going for so much on eBay. Anyway, interesting game though. Like the story though is like, I would come back to it for the story. It's pretty interesting. Saturday Morning RPG was the second release by Limited Run Games, limited to 2,500 copies on the Vita worldwide. This game references lots of like old cartoons and movies, and it's got kind of like a 16-bit look to it, but then it's also slightly modernized where like the backgrounds are kind of 3D-ish, but then there's like these really pixelated sprites. It's actually pretty fun. Now, look, I wasn't sure if I was gonna like it because I didn't like the art style that much. Like just looking at screenshots, I was like, it looked like a couple different artists like didn't really work together very well. I don't know. That's just my opinion. Maybe it's the 3D mixed with the 2D. I don't know. But from the look of it, I didn't think I was gonna like it. After playing it though, I really like it now. It's actually pretty fun, and especially if you're old enough to get some of the old references in this game as well. Senran Kagura Estival Versus is an excellent action hack and slash game, just like Shinobi Versus was, although this one does include many more girls to choose from, lots more content, and the new environmental finisher moves, which are pretty interesting. This is PlayStation TV compatible. This game does tend to get a little repetitive, especially if you're a completionist and you're like trying to get every trophy in the game, then you'll end up like kind of feeling like you're playing the same thing over and over again. I still really like this game. Sly Cooper Collection is an excellent collection of games on the PlayStation Vita. These are the Sly Cooper games from PlayStation 2, only remastered and improved, and they actually play great. You know, unlike the Jak and Daxter, they had like, it was a little laggy at points on the PlayStation Vita, but Sly Cooper, it's a lot more smooth, I think, on the Vita than the Jak and Daxter games. Also, be aware if you're picking this game up used on the PlayStation Vita, you might not be getting the third game with it, because Sly 1 and 2 come on the cartridge, but the third game comes as a downloadable voucher, so that will most likely be redeemed if you're buying this used, so just keep that in mind. You might want to try to find a new copy if you're interested in getting that. But it is worth mentioning this game is not PlayStation TV compatible, and I could not get it working with my whitelisted Vita either, so can only play on the PlayStation Vita. Oh well. Soul Sacrifice Delta is a game kind of similar to Monster Hunter, only it's a lot more dark. And the Delta release was not available as a physical copy in North America, so I did have to import this. This is the Asian English release. If you played the original, this one's basically just a huge improvement over the original. It's got like all the missions from the original, but it's got like so much more added to it. This is really like just like an ultra deluxe version of the original. And if you did play the original and you're looking to play this one, you can transfer your character over, which is pretty cool. The only thing I will say though, be aware if you are importing this. Now this is available as a download on PlayStation Network, so if you don't care about the physical release, I mean, just get that version. But if you're importing this from another region, just be aware that you will not be able to redeem the online pass, so you won't be able to play multiplayer unless you buy an online pass from your region. Space Hulk. It's a game I picked up really cheap. I wasn't really looking to get this one. It's not available in North America as a physical release, but I did get it cheap importing it from Europe. And I will say though, I couldn't really get into it, at least not right away. Probably if I gave it more time, I'd be able to get into it. But what really turned me off is that this game is really laggy. And it's kind of shameful that the developers would create such a laggy, simple game. Like a simple game should not be this laggy, but I don't know, it's just not very good development. And also, this is not PlayStation TV compatible. Stranger of Sword City is a dungeon crawler with a really interesting dark story. Now, in similar fashion to Natural Doctrine, this game also allows you to change the art style, but rather than just changing character portraits, which this one does, and you can choose from anime or more realistic style again as well, this also will change like the title screen and the cutscenes and the whole intro animation sequence and everything. So this is really cool that they did that, I guess, again, to appeal to a wider audience. And this is PlayStation TV compatible. Sword Art Online Hollow Fragment. Now, unfortunately, this was not released in North America as a physical release, so this is the Asian import. I just really liked Lost Song a lot, so I thought I'd go back and try to play some of these others. I do miss the flying ability, but this is still pretty cool, and it's PlayStation TV compatible. The Amazing Spiderman is an excellent game. Now this was released on like pretty much every platform when it came out. And so the 360 and PlayStation 3 versions are going to be better, obviously, because they're just like more powerful systems. But the PlayStation Vita, I mean, for a portable version of this game, it's actually pretty good. Alright, so that is it. I'm up to 160 Vita games currently. Let's go ahead and make room on the shelf and get these all put away. If you're interested in checking out the unboxings of my collector's editions, I'll put links to that as well. But yeah, let's get right to it. Alright, so here are my current PlayStation Vita games. So I also wanted to tell you guys, right now, fangamer.com is taking pre-orders for the limited physical edition of Shovel Knight on the PlayStation Vita. Now this is the physical version of Shovel Knight that I've been waiting for. I do have the digital version on Xbox One. I absolutely love the game. It's a really great game. If you haven't played it, be sure to check it out. And yes, I have not picked up a physical copy because I've just been waiting, hoping for a Vita version, and finally we're going to be getting that. It's not going to be shipping until like October, but it is going to be in limited supply. Alright, be sure to check that out if you're interested, guys. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I will see you later.